Why do pimpled table tennis rubbers sound different? Imagine the satisfying crack of a well-hit ball. Now picture how that sound varies depending on the rubber you use. Ever wondered why some rubbers produce a loud pop while others sound more muted? Today, we're uncovering why pimpled table tennis rubbers sound so different from each other. The key lies in their physical structure. Pimpled rubbers are covered with tiny raised bumps called pips. These pips can be short, medium, or long, and their size and shape influence how the ball contacts the rubber. When the ball hits a pimpled rubber, it mostly contacts the tips of the pips instead of a flat surface. This contact area is much smaller than with smooth, inverted rubbers. Because of this, the way energy transfers and vibrations move through the rubber and blade changes. The material of the rubber and the sponge underneath also play a big role. Thicker, softer sponges tend to absorb impact, making the sound quieter and duller. Harder or thinner sponges, or rubbers without sponge, often called ox rubbers, transfer more vibrations directly to the blade. This results in a sharper, louder noise. Pimpled rubbers without much sponge or with a thin layer tend to sound louder and more metallic. That's because the impact is concentrated on the pips and the vibrations are less dampened. Different types of pimpled rubbers produce distinct sounds. Short pips rubbers usually give off a crisp, sharp sound when you hit the ball. This is especially true during attacking shots or flat hits. The firm contact and minimal sponge allow for a clear crack that players can hear and feel. Medium pips create a sound that's somewhere in between, more muted than short pips but still noticeable. The contact area is larger than with short pips but smaller than with inverted rubbers, giving a unique tone. Long pips rubbers, especially in ox form, tend to produce a softer, more muted sound. The long, flexible pips bend on impact, absorbing some of the energy and reducing the sharpness of the noise. This is why defensive players who use long pips often produce less audible feedback during rallies. The sound difference isn't just for fun. It can help players judge their shots. A loud, sharp crack indicates solid contact, which is useful for flat hits and drives. On the other hand, the quieter, muted sounds of long pips can make it harder for opponents to read the spin or speed of the ball. This makes long pips popular among defenders who want to confuse their opponents. Blade material also influences the sound. A stiff carbon blade will make the pimpled rubber sound sharper and more metallic. A softer wooden blade produces a warmer, less piercing tone. So, the combination of rubber type, sponge thickness, and blade material all shape the final sound you hear during play. In summary, pimpled rubbers sound different because of how their tiny bumps interact with the ball and how vibrations travel through the rubber and blade. The presence or absence of sponge, the size of the pips, and the blade material all contribute to the unique sound profile. These sounds are more than just noise. They're feedback that can help you improve your game and choose the right rubber for your style.